Hello.
And welcome to
Why
the
the
Curtains
Curtains
Blue.
Blue.
Today we are covering something that is very close to us, quite literally, girlhood. And for that, we have a very special guest with us, Miss Preeti Panigrahi.
Yes, you got it.
Nice.
Oh, thank
And we're
you.
discussing her feature film, Girls Will Be Girls.
I'm really excited, Preeti. First of all, thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
We have the lead of this gorgeous film with us. I have objectively watched it and loved it. So I'm really very excited for this because I'm a genuine fan of this film.
Yeah, it's such a great film. It makes me feel seen. So it's just really, really like the vibes of the film. It's all girlhood and it's so relatable. And I guess we can start off with how was it being part of like a mostly female crew
Yeah.
and mostly female film?
Because it was the first film that I did, and I was stepping into an all girls crew that became the precedent for me, and that became the norm for me. Oh, when I stepped out of it, and then when we saw the film come out and audience talk about it, and then people having a discussion about how much of a difference it makes when there are just women on set, and like there's a co-ed set, I feel like saying, but it's not the word for it, but a mixed set. Yeah. And I remember being so relaxed and comfortable in my own skin. I had done a few commercials before that, and I remember being very nervous when they said action. So, as an actor, I had to also calm those nerves and also perform. So, that was difficult. But in this film, I remember the first shot we were taking, and when our chief AD said action, I was very calm and I was like, how is this happening? Later, I realized it's because I'm in a very comfortable space and there's no judgment here, and everyone just understands. And everyone, I think what was more important was nobody was yelling. So you know that if you don't do your job well,
Yeah.
nobody's going to yell at you in front of everyone, because that's a very humiliating thing. Even when anyone else on set gets yelled,
Very common
it's very
in this
common.
industry.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure, especially for an actor, it must take you out of the scene.
Yeah.
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 Okay, before we get into the juicy parts of
Yes.
the film, which is a lot, which is fun fact, by the way, if you didn't know, it was an all female crew,
Yeah.
which is really apt for the title. But I just want to ask, how did Preeti from Delhi University, Hindu College, Ibtida, which is the Street Play Society, I'm also from the same college.
Yeah.
Ida knows a lot about this college.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot.
Yeah.
She's aware. And how did this Preeti end up leading her first feature film?
I always wanted to be a part of films growing up because of my dad. And he had all these film books and cameras. He had this habit of documenting us. So I picked it from him. And he was the one to tell me that if you want to make films, then be a director. That's the medium for you to explore this like career. So I was always hoping to do that once I finished my school, but my parents being parents, yeah, they would not let you jump into film straight away. They'd be like, okay, first let's finish your graduation. They would have also convinced me to finish my post graduation and then pursue films, and I was like, no. I did pick a college which would give me a holistic development, not just academics, but also very strong in co-curriculars.
Yes.
Yeah. But also when I'm saying that, I wanted to get into Stephens, but I did not.
Same, I took that 1 mark.
Yeah.
I was willing to do philosophy honors for that. That's
Yeah.
where my career would have been. But
Yeah.
I really wanted to go there.
Yeah.
But actually, great decision on going to Hindu. Because
Yeah.
Stephens is not as big on extracurriculars.
Yes.
And Ibtida, for one, really trains you to be a
It does.
hardcore actor. Like, it's really 8 hours of like just
Yeah.
practice every day, running around.
Wow, 8 hours?
Yeah.
Sundays included.
Yeah.
I auditioned for Ibtida also. And
Yeah.
I was like, मैं debate society choose कर रही हूँ. मुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा ये.
That's smart.
But there was also COVID in the middle of your college
Yeah.
life, so
I think we had this joke running around that we're not, like, I was enrolled in history honors, but we said that we're all doing Ibtida honors.
That's
in college. Yeah. Yeah.
that was still going on throughout the pandemic.
It was. We tried to have a digital setup where we were discussing films and we were trying to write through it. We were trying to have Zoom call auditions for the new batches. But yeah, I think we survived through it. We did not let the society like run a blank year or something like that. We just wanted to take it forward. And then 2022 was when we all graduated, but then our juniors took over after that. So it's still running. And I owe a lot to being a part of the theatre society because not just Hindu, but Delhi colleges have a unit called the DCTC, that's Delhi Collegiate Theatre Circuit. And it's a very nice circuit because I think a lot of my political understanding had come through theatre societies and the topics they picked. And even before doing any theatre, we would have this research about what is the topic you want to talk about. So, my teammates, they would come up with themes and all of us would have a discussion about it. So everyone knew what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
And also, many of these people end up going to the film industry. Many of them join the casting, many of them join direction, many of them write. So, a lot of people apply for FTII and SRFTI from these courses. And I think that
is, I think, stronger than
Yeah.
academic alumni also. Like, they all
I
look out
think
for
yes.
each other later on also.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
a lot of our industry comes from Delhi and these societies
Yeah.
doing plays, and especially like once you come into the industry, you know that these people were also in my position. So I feel like I'm sure you must have felt a lot of warmth from people
Yeah.
who have gone through the same paths that you must
Yeah.
have gone through.
It's very familial. And I think two instances where I felt that it connected me to the industry was one, I think when we were in one of our rehearsals, a casting associate had come and he was scouting for actors and we had given an open introduction. So that was the first time I was giving an introduction, my name is Preeti Panigrahi and my age is, these are my profiles. That was the first time I did. So again, what happened was because of the pandemic, we were not required to be physically present. So a lot of work became digital. And that's when I decided I can give auditions. I used to be on Instagram and there used to be casting calls and I could be at home rather than missing my classes. I could record these auditions and send emails. So that's what I used to do. And I think this particular casting associate, his name is Lakshay, he was in touch with me in the pandemic, and that's when I got the first ad from. So once you do the first ad, then someone refers you to another ad and then someone refers you to another ad. And because these ads ended up on my Instagram, friend of mine from the DCTC, her name is Ria, she was interning with Dilip Shankar sir and Sanjeev Maurya sir for Girls Will Be Girls. And she knew that I was acting. So she sent me this prompt for Girls Will Be Girls, that they're looking for a girl and they want to know what kind of student I was in school and any fun fact about me from school and to send an introduction tape.
Wow.
That's how connected everything was from,
And that's how you got the role.
Yeah, that's how I got the role.
Damn.
Yeah, so I owe this a lot to DCTC and Ria.
Shout out to Ria.
Yeah.
Lots of love to Ria.
Yeah.
Did that play a part though, how you were in school? Because the character in this, Meera, is very studious.
Yeah.
Skirt हमेशा knee के नीचे तक आते हैं, वो बहुत
She
ही-
follows the rules
Yeah.
in the beginning at
Yeah.
least. And so you were like that?
Yeah, when I read the script, I was like, oh, someone has written about me. And a lot of things she spoke, the way she spoke, and I could understand why is this behavior there. You're always trying to be in the good books of your teachers and trying to set an example for your classmates. It's kind of unnecessary, but with that position, it does become the case that you, and as 12th standard child, you don't really understand a lot about what's right and what's wrong for you. So you follow the school rules in a way that this is the Bible that I need to follow.
Was there anything about the character of Meera that you could not, like, that wasn't you, and you had to kind of work towards understanding and accepting?
I think the equation of her with her mother, because my mother and I, like, it's a very close relation. I've never seen her as a competition the way Meera does. I'm very fond of my mother, which Meera does eventually get through, but that's the journey she travels. So for me, it was very difficult to understand why she has so much of hate towards her mother, and why is Anila like that. I've never seen a mother like Anila. So
Yeah.
that is something which we built on set with Shuchi and Kani coming on board. And I think that was the case in the first chemistry test also, because I did the parts with Shri really well. Like I was very comfortable in that space because I knew how girls
First craft.
yeah, how they behave
Yeah.
in that case. But I was not very aware of how to behave with my mother, who is trying to compete with me.
Yeah.
So we explored that, and that was a lot of fun.
That's crazy though, because that's a lot of the film is about the
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
resentment that
that's
you-
why
Yeah.
I love the name of the film, because it kind of encapsulates that feeling of like, yeah, you've grown up, you've had a kid, you've married, but a girl at its core is a girl, and especially someone who's been deprived of that validation and the attention.
Yeah.
I think it comes out really beautifully as a juxtaposition of your character and Kani ma'am's character.
Yeah.
I think
How was that though, like working with her?
Oh my God. I remember when I first walked in, I was really just shivering because I knew about her and everyone talks really highly of her. I'd seen her work. So I entered thinking there's going to be someone, like too high about themselves, but she wasn't like that. And she was very grounded. In fact, she was also very jittery and shaky. She is like that.
Acha.
So I think very quickly both of us became very comfortable with each other. And now, like post the film, I have a very sisterly bond with her, which is great. It was a film school or a training or an acting training in itself to work with her. To just sometimes I was clueless as to what sort of anger do I have right now, and I would just look at her face, because it does happen that when they are setting up the camera, the first few takes are on her face.
Right.
So I would be behind the camera and then I would look at her face and I would get an idea as to, okay, this is the kind of hurt that I have instilled upon her. So now I know what to do when the camera is on me. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
literally doing the reaction thing.
Yeah.
They tell actors to do.
Yeah.
And in your first film, that's crazy.
That's crazy. And one more thing that we did while we were, it was mostly like a play of sorts. So Shuchi would go and whisper into our co-act, like all the actors on set, some intention which the other actors are not aware of. So when
Nice. That's good. That's
yeah. So we did a lot of improvs. It wasn't like you have to get it right on the first take. The more takes we did, the more layering we were adding to the scene. And then she had multiple options to probably play out in the edit table. It was fun. We never felt bad about going through many takes. It was just that this take is different from the other take.
That's actually how a lot of human fights also happen, especially family fights, because you end up fighting about the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And that's how all these resentments and layers keep getting added. So I guess doing that take was probably adding to how much resentment you would have.
Yeah.
And also because this is such a, like you said yourself, you couldn't relate to the mother-daughter dynamic
Yeah.
at first. I think because it's not been explored on screen, especially an Indian screen,
Yeah.
you must have found that balance, doing those takes and then
Yeah.
being like, okay, this feels right.
Yeah.
And the rest is just practice.
Yeah.
That's true. I think even just how much we explore, I mean, just generally we explore male relationships a lot more. Even love is explored from the perspective of a man.
Yeah.
But just at the base level, even mother-daughter relationships are as fucked up, if not more nuanced to anything.
Yeah.
They're just as messy and they're just as horrifying as a messed up father-son relationship.
Yeah. Especially like we've spoken about a father-son having competition a lot before, like Udan and all.
Kapoor and
Kapoor
Udan.
and Sons. We've
Yeah.
really spoken about this. And just because a mother-daughter relationship where there's competition, it's not as physical, it's not as spoken out and shouting. We don't explore it.
Yeah.
But this film really, like, we understand why there would be competition, and there's more warmth and love also. I see that from the mother's side, especially. But there is some thing that she can't cope with. Like, she's
Yeah.
vulnerable in some area, and that's where the competition.
There's also tolerance. I think
Yeah.
the warmth that you say in the ending scene where you're doing the chumpy and you just break down. That's so warm.
Yeah.
But it's also a lot of tolerance that women in general, I think, build. Because there's a lot of more, I felt like it was more from Meera's side actually, the warmth.
At the
Because
end.
she's tolerating.
Yeah.
No, even throughout, she's pissed off.
Yeah.
But she's constantly like, it's okay, it's fine, it's okay, it's fine, it's fine. Like by that point, I was just like, "Cheek de yaar, Meera,
Yeah. It's fair अगर
Yeah.
होता तो.
So,
It would have been completely fair.
It would have
Completely
been.
fair. Yeah.
As someone who expresses emotions shouting and yelling, and my sister expresses it by tolerating and sacrificing, I think it was very interesting to see. Also, even just the camera work was so, because you were talking about how it's warmer, the mother-daughter dysfunctionality. But even the camera work was so intimate and subtle.
Yeah.
It was very like I felt like I was inside the camera more than I was
Yeah.
watching something.
And even that house that you guys were acting in, it just felt like so real. Sometimes having a set and looking at it brings you out of the film. But I think everything, the school, the Dehradun it's set
Yeah.
in, it just feels like that hill station warm vibe. And then, of course, there will be the tension and the drama that
Yeah.
a film will have. And
Yeah.
it captures that really nicely.
We're clearly fans.
Yeah.
Sad about it.
I'm so happy to hear you guys talk about it. I'm sure the entire team must be very happy because this was the aim to, get things delivered through the visual language of the film, through the chemistry, and through the location. I think the art design and everything that all of us were planning to do this, and it reached you that way. So it's great.
I think we're very positive. So I just want to ask like a question. What was the scene that you hated doing? Like you just disliked it. It was not fun.
The scene where Meera tries to bring Shri over to the terrace on his birthday and give him a special birthday gift, and it doesn't happen. And she has this outburst on the terrace where she takes the blanket out and like kind of rams it. So we had a couple of attempts at this scene on different days. So the first time I tried doing it, I couldn't just, I was completely blank in my headspace. I had no idea what to do because most of the times it used to happen that you're not shooting the scene in sequence. So I hadn't reached that situation while we were filming. I had no idea what is it I'm drawing from.
Because it's not chronological how
It's
we're
not
shooting
chronological.
always.
Yeah. So I was a little blank. So I tried doing it a bit physically where I'm just yelling and tearing, but it didn't feel authentic. And I remember Shuchi coming to me and apologizing and saying, I'm really sorry you're going through this, because she understood that as an actor, I'm very uncomfortable right now. I'm very uncomfortable not reaching that position, and there are people looking at me, and I'm awkward and I'm blank. So she understood that and she apologized, which is very fresh for a director to come and do, because you're very vulnerable on set like that. So she said, do you want to attempt this scene some other day, maybe once we have done the sequence? So I said, yeah, that would be great.
Wow.
So
That's amazing.
That's
that she did
amazing.
that.
She's
Yeah.
spoiled.
This is incredible.
ऐसा नहीं होता है.
But that's, I mean, I guess maybe female directors
Yeah.
that empathy. Maybe not, maybe, but like at least Suchi did.
No, they
Yeah,
do.
but Shuchi's great, so we can talk about that. So we did the scene after 10 days, and she had written a lot of things in that scene, like I cry, I punch the blanket, and a lot of things happen. So she said, forget everything that's written here, just do what you feel like doing. And by that time, in the 10 days gap, I said, I have some idea about what I want to do now. Let's see if I can do that this time. So she said, sure, go for it. And the first take, I had actually damaged the camera a little bit because I just took the blanket and I put it right in front of the camera. And I think the flap or something fell and we all froze for a second, but then it wasn't a bad damage or anything like that. We quickly recircled again.
Method actor. How?
Oh my God. And then I just decided to take the blanket and ram it across the railing. And we did a couple of takes of that. And in the end, when I saw the film, I realized that it's not fully my responsibility, because sometimes when you're performing and you do realize that you're performing the protagonist, you build this unnecessary pressure on your shoulders that I have to perform well and I have to take care of everything. I have to be the best,
Perfect.
the perfect, which you have to, like, you have to not take this for granted. But a lot of things in films happen with teamwork. So when I saw it in the end, I saw how the edit is enhancing my performance. The edit is making that ramming on the railing, the blanket, I'm sorry, but it's making it a lot more.
Oh my god.
Wow, I'm just running out of words.
Not very prefect.
Yeah, I'm out of it now. So, yeah, it did have that impact by the end of the sequence. So, you need to trust your director, what they are seeing on screen. You need to trust the cinematographer, the sound recordist, and the editor. And they are doing their job, and they're going to make sure that nothing which is not nice is going to come out of
And
it.
you can always tell, I feel like, when the cinematographer also knows the story and
Yeah.
lives in the
Yeah.
story, because they'll also move accordingly. And
Yeah.
And I think you can also tell when the actor trusts the director and the team, because
Yeah.
otherwise it feels like they're always just looking out for themselves. But then that shows on your face when you're doing that. You need to be and let other people take care of you.
Absolutely.
So that's, and you feel it with every character in that film.
Yeah.
They've just given the reins to the director and the people around them, and that's really why it's so real.
Yeah.
even Keshav's character, who plays Shri in the film,
Yeah.
he is also so, like, he's smiling most of the film.
Yeah.
But a lot of his smiles look different from the other smiles.
Other smile. Yeah.
Like when he's smiling with the mother and when he's smiling with you, when he's faking a smile. I don't know what it is, but he's not saying as much as he's doing,
Yeah.
which is
There's
harder.
like subtle differences, but you understand what he's doing or
Yeah.
why he's doing it.
Yeah. And it's a very difficult character to embody because, I mean, one thing Shuchi was really clear about, that none of these characters are bad characters. Even Shri's character is not a bad character. It mostly appears from Meera's perspective, and she eventually understands. Is that's how we as humans sometimes see. Like if there's some flaw, we will categorize this person as a bad person to distance from them. But if you step into their world, you'll realize they're not doing it out of,
Malice.
malice. Yeah, it's coming out of a series or like a complicated chain of behavior and emotions. So that's some empathy she tries to build with every character. And with Shri also, he's just like a boy. He doesn't understand.
Yeah.
He's just there, and he thinks he knows the world, and he has absent parents. So he's trying to figure this world as an adult when he's not an adult.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So yeah, and it's a very difficult character to embody. I think he did a great job with that.
I think puberty also
Yeah.
just generally dealt with in the film so well.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, coming of age, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
literally.
yeah,
Not as a film category.
yeah, definitely coming of age.
Yeah.
And I think that was also shown so well. Like, we never get to see the first in Indian cinema in high school. You know, like it's always going to at least be college or after, and that too very rarely. But to act
By a 35-year-old.
played by a 35-year-old, and even then it'll probably, like, the struggles will be cut, it'll be romanticized.
Yeah.
But like that scene when you guys are in the middle of the hill or whatever,
Yeah.
like, I'm sure these things must be happening, especially when you're in a boarding school type of setup, or a setup where you can't go back to the house. Like,
Yeah.
what else do you do?
Yeah.
So those types of things were
Yeah.
very
My
well.
first kiss was in an Uber.
Isn't
But
wow.
like right after the school bus, we got off the school bus and then we kissed in the Uber.
Uber.
So
Great. Yeah, and
Yeah.
in a city like Bombay, you find all these places.
School
Yeah.
staircase was actually, yeah, that has happened.
Yeah.
It's happened. So
You're always on the lookout for a spot with no gaze, no cameras, or nothing like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
India also, it's tough.
It's tough,
to,
yeah.
like, you can't just be in public and do
Yeah.
anything.
Was
Not even
that-
hold hands.
Oh, that's true. It's quite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that tough though, exploring like such like first feelings? So many first feelings in this film.
This is the great thing about being on a girls' set, is because we were all sharing notes. Like, I think that scene with the teddy bear, everyone was talking about their own techniques or how they first explored it.
Their own teddy bears.
Yeah. So it was great that way.
Exploded.
Come to teddy bears.
Or a pillow, or or by the shower opening the tap. So it was great in that way because we were exploring the awkwardness of that scene. Even in the scene where she's in the bathroom and she's trying to kiss her hand. Yeah.
That's iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the poster for a reason.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, I'm just so flabbergasted by that scene because I was like, एक यूनिक एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है मेरी जिंदगी में ये इन्होंने पूरे फिल्म में मेरा पूरा टीनेज लाइफ दिखा दिया
I don't know if you guys remember this. It was a very big part of pop culture when One Direction was around and stuff. And it was Harry Styles saying that he used to practice kissing on his hand.
yes why do you remember this?
Yeah. And after that, I actually like tried it because of him.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone has.
Yeah.
But it's such a collective experience.
Yeah. A couple of firsts in the film that I explored hadn't happened in my life. Like, I had not been with boys as much at that time. So, I think I took a lot of experience from the film and I went to real life with it.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, the lovemaking scene, I think I was completely clueless about it. So, it was more or less just physical. But then in real life, I realized that it's hella awkward. It's just not as fun or as romantic as they talk about.
Yeah.
And
It
you're
doesn't
not
come with a background score at all.
at all. You don't look as beautiful,
Yeah.
and you will notice their hair or something. You will notice,
This is clashing.
yeah, them like this absolute close POV of them. So it's not.
It's too close.
It's too close, yeah. So you do. I was in my real life. Whenever I was having a situation like that, I was like, "Oh, that's what Meera was going through. Oh, which is why she did that." So
Nice.
many of it was like,
Usually you draw experience from
From the
But you had a blueprint for your
Yeah.
like real life experiences.
Yeah.
You knew. Did you have anything that you were referencing when you were shooting Girls Will Be Girls in terms of like if maybe you didn't have that experience on your own? Was there some type of film or book or something that you went back to?
yeah. I think in order to create something which comes from your own instinct, we didn't do that.
Yeah.
But in some cases, yes. For example, the song that we did, Teri Nazar. Okay, again, Keshav and I are not 90s kids. We were born in post 2000. So we have no idea about what kind of music went into that time. And of course, there was very little screen exposure. So maybe as a reference or as a practice, we did not use as much phones on set. And Shuchi made a playlist for me. And she gave me all these songs from the 90s that she heard, and I was listening to those songs and trying to channelize a girl who secretly loves these songs and is crazy about them, but in school she won't tell people that, oh, I was listening to Zara Zara in my bathroom today, but I'm not going to tell you about that because I can't. So we had a bit of that going on in the set.
You said Zara Zara was also an inspiration for
Yeah.
Teri Nazar Mein.
It was our audition song when we have a dance off, like Kani and I have a dance off. So we were dancing to Zara Zara Behkta Hai in the audition.
Very
and
tense
fighting.
dance off by the way. Very tense.
Yeah.
No, but like I can imagine the audition also. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And
You had to make your own like steps and stuff. Choreography was your own.
When we recorded our self tapes, of course, we did not know about Zara Zara. When we got there, we were doing our own dance. Again, because Zara Zara is a sexy song.
Yeah.
Like it makes you feel a certain way. So when you have a mother around you, you would not want to be that way. So it did help in some sort. But when we went to the set and we had the original song with us, we were, I think Shuchi, I, Kani, we all made a cluster and we were deciding on what steps to do for this song. And we did like an on-the-spot choreography.
Nice.
And then we fixed a few steps and then Kani is a great dancer. So she did her dance. Even the other dance
she did
sequence.
do better than you in
Yeah.
that.
Let's give it to her.
Let's-
Yeah. And in the other song also, which is the English song, Take It or Leave It.
yeah.
Yeah. That choreography was also fixed while we were
Already shooting.
already shooting. And it was funny because just for the sound, they had to put this audio on mute. So Keshav and Kani were dancing basically to nothing. But I had
that's
to.
tough.
That's so awkward.
That's awkward and tough and
Yeah, and I had to have this very very angry face that why the hell is she dancing with my boyfriend?
Yeah.
But then also I just know that they both are dancing to nothing. So it was hilarious. I was like, can someone just immediately cut this scene right off because I have to laugh.
The competition in both the scenes though were crazy because y'all were both trying to be hotter than each other.
Yeah.
But also like
Other daughter.
conflicting. That's so
Yeah.
insane to me. But I think they were very representative of most
Yeah.
dynamics. But Freud was also kind of sexist. He was also like, or the Oedipus complex. Also, what is the
Yeah.
Ars Electra complex?
No, it's
Sorry.
Not that
Okay.
educated
There is,
also.
but that's what I'm saying. Like we both
Yeah.
knew Freud and Oedipus,
Yeah.
but we don't know about any of that
Yeah.
because there's no name for it.
I mean, all these people are only looking from one perspective.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in order for us to know how our mind works, we need women to
Yeah.
do things,
That's
to
true.
discover, explore
Yeah.
these types of things, which I
Yeah.
think Suchi.
In the item number episode we did about
Yeah.
whether they're feminist or not.
Yeah.
I think we were also talking about how women do want to feel sexy, and that is a very valid desire for them.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I guess the mom is also just a girl,
Yeah.
which we forget sometimes that
Yeah.
our own moms are also living
Yeah,
life.
and the father was not around. The
Yeah.
father was not giving her what she needed.
Desirability at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
So it wasn't about Shri. I think it was more like just her validating her own
Validating.
sexiness or
Yeah.
attention at a very basic level.
And also, Anila's costumes were designed in a way that stood out from the other women of her age in the film. Like, she's the one wearing jeans, and she's the one wearing these printed balloon tops. And yeah, we had a lot of discussion about her costumes while we were making the film. And yeah, there were some bits in the film which are not a part of it anymore, but some, physical insecurities that Anila had, and Meera would bring them out in those dialogues. She's like, are you going to wear that?
Yeah.
Which is not there in the film, but we were doing it and it did
You could
bring
see
up-
it
yeah, you
on
can
the
see
face.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes Anila she also gave it back to her when she was wearing those skirt. Because Anila wants her daughter to look good.
Ooh, the skirt was really.
Yeah, yeah.
I love the skirts.
Yeah. Yeah. The one where Anila says,
The denim skirt.
yeah.
Yeah.
She wears that a lot. After a point, she's like,
But
That's me.
yeah, yeah. Teenage girls trying to look hot for the first time is
Yeah.
quite a genre of
Yeah.
psychology also.
Like some people stuffing tissues in their bras and stuff.
Yeah.
It was such a big thing.
yeah.
Eyeliner for the first time, kajal for the first bra.
Shaving or threading and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Such a big.
But I like that they didn't make you look like not a teenager. Like your eyebrows were not perfectly arched,
Yeah.
or not every spot on the face of any character
Yeah,
actually was removed.
Exactly.
It was all really you are gorgeous, which helped, but also the fact that they were not trying to conceal your entire face and remove
Yeah,
every
yeah.
sign of humanity off people's face, which I think a lot of people get wrong with teenage films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why Bad Girl also did a very good job with that. You watched Bad Girl?
I've not watched it, but I've
That's a good
heard
one
about
to watch.
Yeah. Which is very important. I feel like that authenticity on screen comes through if you keep them close to their skin. And this is a conversation Shuchi and I had before, because I was doing this film for the first time, this feature film, and I had this pressure that maybe I need to look good. Good, not to the character, but good.
Yeah.
So she told me that you don't have to think about it at all, because when I saw your audition, I knew how my character is going to look like now. I did not have an image before. So whatever you do is going to be a part of the character. You don't have to look a certain way.
Right.
So again, I think those were the few dialogues before filming that helped me feel absolutely comfortable. And then yeah, I'm glad you noticed that the eyebrows were undone. Even I notice in films now when the eyebrows are undone and the hair is a little frizzy, and if there's a little bit of hair on the face or body,
Body also.
I clap at it. I'm like, yes.
I love it. Arm hair.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
Practicing कर रहा है 15 साल की
Yeah.
उम्र में.
Yeah.
The people who produced this,
Yeah.
Richa Chadha and Ali Fazal,
Yeah.
also Delhi.
Yeah, they are not Delhi based right now, but they
From-
Richa Chadha was
From Delhi.
Was she from DU? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
LSR.
Do you?
Yeah, she's from LSR.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was kind of obsessed with her. So
Yeah,
LSR, and then she went to the same college with Shuchi in SCM.
Oh.
so Shuchi also produced the film with them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The three of the, I don't know, like, I think Richa Chadda and Ali Fazal are one of those people that you've always been rooting for to become successful because they've always so good at their craft, but you were just like, ek baar mainstream ban jao bas.
Yeah.
Matlab bas just somebody just give them all of that, and just them starting a production house and this being one of the first project, not
Yeah, this was
It's
the
the
first.
first
project.
project.
And
Yeah.
bringing topics like this to maybe not the mainstream, but to the forefront where people are watching it and
Yeah.
enjoying it. I
Yeah.
think that's better than actually becoming mainstream and kind of not honing your
not giving back. I think they really very literally gave back to
Exactly.
what made them successful.
like I want you to become as famous as possible and as successful as possible, but in your own voice.
Yeah.
Rather than adapting to someone else's
Yeah, so that's very, and I realized that because as actors, you have very limited agency in the process. But when they took on the role of becoming producers, or if when actors take the role of becoming filmmakers, it's so empowering because it's the first time, and them as producers had a lot of sensitivity towards actors.
Yeah.
So whenever they were on set, the kind of conversations they would have with us was very, very kind conversations, and we loved the experience. Like when all of us went to Sundance, the note sharing all of us used to have and
Yeah.
discussions we used to have, it was great. And I wish more and more actors take that agency in the industry
Yeah.
to become filmmakers or to become photographers or producers. Yeah.
because you understand both sides.
Yeah.
Especially production, I think,
Yeah.
is usually just a rich guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it should-
production really looks down on an actor. I feel
Yeah.
a lot of producers, they don't understand because they've never been in that situation. Directors can still feel it.
Yeah.
But producers are always complaining about ye kitna mang raha hai, ya ye kya hai, ye kya hai. But I feel like it's very tough to be in the position of an actor. You become so vulnerable. You're
Yeah.
almost like you're naked. So having producers that understand that must be supportive.
Yeah.
Like it must encourage you to just do your job
Yeah.
rather than worry about how am I coming off.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Everything was perfect actually for your first film.
First.
Yeah.
Like everything
Yeah.
has really added up.
Yeah.
So what's next?
Well, I think I'm just exploring being in Bombay because before this I was just in Delhi at home. So I post this film, I stepped out of the house for the first time. I did a few years in a film school because I wanted to make films. So I eventually ended up there post my graduation. And now I'm here in Bombay and I think I'm exploring a life which is filled more with art than the industry because I don't know if at this point I have a very strong understanding of the industry or a strong positioning in the industry. But one thing I can definitely control and sharpen is my sensitivity towards art. That's the only thing that's in my control.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's so mature. That's amazing.
Yeah.
बोले बात होगी.
Yeah, because we have to wait again because I don't have the agency, so I just have to wait and get a project. And while I'm waiting, I must do something which keeps me connected to life. So what I'm doing by being in Bombay is not just being in the industry circle, but also just like stepping out, going to places. There's so much to explore in this city, and I'm very fond of the people. And there's so much to look at. There's so much people watching to do.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing on the side. Sometimes I work in some short films, some music videos, trying to make my own thing. But as my father had suggested that you should pick up direction. So yeah, let's see where that goes eventually.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm excited about whatever comes
Thank
next
you.
for you.
Thank you so
Before
much.
we close, I just want to talk about the title for a 2nd. I think it's just, I mean, we all know the saying, boys will be boys. I don't think I've ever heard of girls will be girls as a saying. I don't
Yeah.
think that my mind also went there because I don't think I
Yeah.
ever thought that girls could just be girls.
Yeah.
I think I was always associating that idea with men and boys. That's actually, it was just a
Yeah.
appreciation moment for the title, not the question at all.
Not to say girl, because sometimes we just add, again, when we were having this discussion about fathers, we always see fathers as being the role models, but we never put that for mothers. Mothers are more the ones who sacrifice and the ones who let go. They don't have an agency or an identity of their own. So I think Girls Will Be Girls is more in that line that, stop calling women as, girls have to be sensitive, girls have to be modest or something
Have
like
to be period.
have
Yeah.
to be, yeah.
Yeah.
We need to get rid of that and let girls be bad for a second. Can they just be bad for a second?
Even the good girls can be bad.
Bad for a second.
You were a good girl that was quite bad. Yeah. Or whatever bad is.
You
I
were
guess.
experiencing and exploring your life, and you didn't have to be perfect all the time.
Yeah.
That's a. Why is it a privilege for girls to be like that? Like boys are always like that.
Yeah, the head boys in schools are always making out with people and nobody bats an eyelid.
Oh my god.
But the girl prefect has done it and everyone's like,
Yeah.
And oh my god, that one scene where people were,
Chasing.
yeah, that was terrifying.
so crazy.
That was terrifying, and as you don't want to believe it when you're watching it, but I can completely see that happening.
Yeah, it was horrible.
The sari scene where you're like,
Yeah, get rid of
banana. And that was so perfect. I feel like every girl has had that kind of a moment with their mother.
mothers, yeah.
It's just like frustration and irritation. But even then, the teacher was like there was only one teacher that was, I don't know,
She was
empathetic.
to Meera, but then eventually she ended up saying what she said.
Yeah.
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 They do be doing that.
Thank you so much for
you.
coming on board. This was amazing. This was actually such a great talk.
I know.
You speak really well.
Yes.
You guys speak really well too. I was just trying to copy you guys.
तीनों स्मार्ट लड़की हैं बड़े स्मार्ट फिल्म के बारे में बात कर रही हैं if you haven't watched the film please watch it if
It's
you're
on Prime.
Yes.
if you're a girl to deaths watch it but if you're a boy especially watch it
Yeah.
just so you understand it is
Whoever you are, watch it.
just watch it okay thank you Preeti
Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.